collective energy reading. Please only take what resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for listening. If you got this message, obviously this message was meant for you. Not like every other reader. Try to go inwards. Try to go outwards. See it from a different perspective. Different understanding to be able to overstand breakdowns. Something that we really don't get that comprehension. So you're able to be able to manifest and create. Because when you're saying these words and the words that you be speaking and moving, and you've got that stability and passion, and you've got an understanding to be able to overstand, because you're like a programmist. So when you're programming and communicating, it's like theatrical, like you're an actor. So sometimes people don't get it. They may think that you're childish and you ain't got that strength. And then you're getting this awakening and you're just moving like this page, just manifesting and creating things coming towards you. Like tomorrow's another day, and you know, you just have that love and compassion for yourself. Your lover could be thinking, they're connecting to their heart now, looking at their emotions, thinking tomorrow's another day, getting introspection, about taking action, not really knowing whether to take that step and that leap. That's when you're looking to be able to switch that green button to let you know you're moving to the right side and not the left side. That's like switching your shoes, because you're continuously doing that same routine, same shit, different day. Instead of being that page, like being ambitious, looking at different, determined to be able to make them goals, you're always stuck and stop because about your mindset, that stability. That's when you're not nurturing and you're not programming yourself to be able to move forward. And that's you looking at perfectionist, because you're always trying to be able to do it right, and it's never the right time, or it's when's the right time. But it's that overnight success. It could be coming towards you. You're just gaining that strength. Remember, you're brave, strong, courageous. 5, you have to look, you have to get into that hermit, gain wisdom, understanding to be able to understand your thoughts, your feelings when you're done wrong. Change, close the holes, the mind, and go. And that's when you look, because when you're in that childlike spirit, change, keep moving. So you've got to be playful with yourself, have compassion, be creative. Are you creating? Maybe it's the way that you're creatively speaking, because it's that rapture 202. That's that divinely spiritual slip, slap, box. Slip you, slide you back into that middle line that you think and identify oneself, one's thoughts, one's feelings, because we're in Daniel 2:9-4. That's you being divinely appointed. It's that period of spiritual restoration for those divine feminines and masculines. We're just going to clear this energy and clear the air, because it's change, close the holes, now they're going, because it's transformation from the consequences of sin, adultery, lying, cheating, committing crimes, doing wrong, speaking immorally, bad. Take it all as it resonates. We're just going to clear this energy and clear the air. So turn it down on 1, 2, 3. Right, I can just say Jupiter energy, someone's growing, moving, truth seeking. They're looking now, they may see you as a guru, they may need to go in court, higher wisdom, higher philosophical knowledge. They could be traveling in their mind, gaining higher discernment, so they could be doing discernment now, because it's that period of spiritual restoration. It's that redemption. It's looking now because it's anticipated future. Even look at the error, even identifying that perfection, and it's installed by that divinely appointed leader. Even looking at physical, even history, political, looking at the reality, not just that spiritual status, where you're speaking and giving people that strength and that wisdom, that courage, like, call on the Lord, because you know, you call on Jesus. When you call on Jesus, he starts showing you where, why, what, when. Then you have to start looking at that where, why, what, when, and who's involved, those divine feminines and masculines in the temple. That's when you go to your mind. That's your temple. That's when you're questioning, looking, because then you're looking for that world peace, because you're having stress, and you need that third eye activated, crown chakra downloads, because that's that wholeness, and you're getting that righteousness to be able to grow. That's when you're getting spiritual insight in regards to yourself, in regards to the people, past relationships, when you got heartache and who's caused you stress, and then you've had to look within inside of yourself to gain that wisdom, because of the choices that you made. Was you determined to make that positive change? Because those divine feminines and masculines are absent of war, and it's that universal knowledge, so they're gaining that knowledge of you. And that's reoccurring, and they're thinking it's clarity coming down, flowing through their mind. They're having these ascensions. They could see you having this overnight success. They could be looking back towards you and seeing you as a part of their lover, and that grounded them, giving that spiritual knowledge, that insight. They needed grounding. They're gaining introspection about the actions that they took. Now they're going back and they're looking about the unknown. Take it all as it resonates. And they may see that balance alongside you. Take this all as it resonates. They're trying to be able to gain the strength, because they're looking for that blind spots, what they was missing. They was like walking dead, spiritually blind. 5, because of that high clarity, they didn't have that. They could have gone like church and called on Jesus, but they were searching, because in the beginning was the word, and in the word was the beginning, and they knew me not by the name of Jehovah, Genesis, Ra, Ru, the spirit, Genesis, Isis, genius, the mistress to the story. But now they're looking at his story. It's his story. So now they're looking at their story, and now they was not contented, and their comfort, and who was stable and who was providing that, and they're going back to that root cause for those seeds that you plant. Take this all as it resonates, because once was lost and now it's fine, because they was in those two resorts. They were like the indecision, indecisive. Now they're gaining that insight, because it's coming up. Those souls are pointing upward. They're getting that insight, clarity of mind, clarity of thought, clarity of feeling. They could be honouring you now, because that's getting programmed within inside of them. But they was walking blind, and they're having that awakening, because what was lost once was blind, now I see. So now they're seeing. That's that insight, and that's that repentance, and that's sincere. Even looking at that catalyst, because that's triggering those. Even the karmics, those arrival of that redeemer, the divine feminine, masculine. That's when they're having that awakening. And then next, my back starts itching, and they're looking for that spiritual freedom from sin. It's even like a collective, even a natural. You're looking at worldly transformations. Everybody transforming our mind, our thoughts, our feelings. What you're holding on to, what's blocking you, what's stopping you. Is it your mind? Is it yourself? Is it the actions? Are you not nurturing yourself? Because it's a social actions, justice. You have to look at definitive end of exile. That's the end of step stress, and it's atonement of sin. It's you having to establish that everlasting righteousness. It's removing the curses and disobedience for 490 years. That's looking at that reconciliation between you, the divine feminines, the masculines. That's atoning for iniquity. So they're looking 7:13 now, because they're having that high awakening. They're having that death and the transformation. This could be the Sage of Cups, and they could see as appreciation of ones that speaks the truth and stands in the power. They can see that you're nurturing, caring, you're passionate. They was fiery. They're in their emotions now. They can see you're grounded and you speak with clarity. Take this all as it resonates, and you've got power. You stand in your power. They're looking, because that's that pursuit. They're identifying that iniquity. Because they have got these 3 of Pentacles for the people that they was collaborating with now. They're gaining insight in regards to these people. They could have been collaborating with 2 or more people. And that gave them the 5 of Swords, conflict. So they're having stress now, because they could be having stress from 2 other people, and they could be not getting stress from you. Now they're seeing the past relationships and that cycle that they've gone through, that higher awareness. When they weren't listening, they've got that stab wound through their neck and their chest, now through their heart, because that's that green. It's causing them conflict, because they're gaining insight in regards to who you are, because that's 490 years. That's like 77, and it's determined that time, 8, to go through that transformations from the underworld too, because their mindset towards money. They're getting higher awareness in regards to who you are. They can see they may want to take action towards you, because they can see as a divine high priestess. They're looking at that spiritual bonding. It's effective. It's crossing even prohibited limits. And it's sin against that divine law. So they can see who they was collaborating with, cause you conflict and stress towards your relationship. That could have been family members, friends in their community. They was in a childlike spirit, gambling, risking, taking risks. They didn't have that high awareness. They was taking risks, thought they was going towards that sun, that they was going to be able to get that success. And now they're looking back. They gambled you, because they're looking at that violation of crime, even misdeeds, infractions, infragments, even of trust, transgressions against the divine law. That could be looking at that will, the relationship 9, 11. Now they're looking at that higher clarity, divine relationship alongside you, judgments taking place. And that's for the wrongdoing. You was even able to be able to forgive lost transgressions against you. So when they was doing things, speaking wrong, saying that you wasn't morally right, they was sinning, you was winning, because about your relationship 2 and 7, 9, 2 and 7. So they're gaining clarity, because they was moving like a page in a childlike spirit, flight and detached, and they thought they was being ambitious when they was not making that right choice, because that was what they was trying to possess. So they're gaining insight in regards to these things, what they were trying to possess now. Take it all as it resonates. Two of Cups. They saw you. They could have seen that you was a part of their soulmate and that unity. Now they're having stress because they're getting high clarity in regards to who you are. Ten of Wands, they Ten of Wands for you. They could have been collaborating now, and now they're having stress because of the actions that they took. They could be seeing they had some hidden skills and they was thought they was being a great leap forward. Taking a leap of faith with another High Priestess. Or another feminine energy, should I say. She wasn't so much of a High Priestess, was she? She didn't use their clarities, they didn't use their discernment, they didn't have compassion, they didn't have that understanding. They wasn't kind of understanding what they was doing because they was blocking their self, or because they was persistent, they was being stubborn, they was judgmental. They could have been judgmental towards you because they was insecure, and you was creating, and you was organizing, you was standing in your power, you was speaking, and you had clarity, you got connected to your roots, that foundation. They had a social awareness of you. They found feminines. The masculines, they was too busy out partying, socializing, sleeping with other people, speaking bad about you to block you. Take this all as it resonates because they Five of Swords you. Oh, this shouldn't be here. Doing nothing is fine. So they thought, oh, our Five of Swords you, they did nothing. They just sat down and watched while they spoke about you and other people spoke about you and tried to block you. I had a social awareness of you. They even may have been watching you on social media, because they can see your balance and you're stable. Five of Swords. Because they tried to cause you conflict. Because you had that high clarity. They didn't understand to be able to understand that you was balanced. They was just trying to block you. So they was moving because they had this aggressive energy, trying to take authority in that childlike spirit. Now they're looking now because the way how they acted and the way how they feel and the way how they are. Now they can see that you're growing. And they're getting that reflection now. Because Five of Swords, they're having stress and conflict now. Aggressive. They could have been aggressive towards you. Taking action. They was flighting detachment because they was insecure. So they could have had this aggressive energy. All because of their insecurities. All because of their childhood. All because they didn't get that nurturing and wasn't able to be able to nurture. Like they would take that nurture but wouldn't want nurturing. So they wasn't able to be able to walk from relationships to relationships. They thought they was going towards that sun, but all they got was heartache, hurt and pain. And now they're looking back to the actions that they took. Take it all as it resonates. Now this masculine could be like looking, gaining clarity in regards to who you are. Now they're looking and gaining higher wisdom. They can see that you're that sun. They're saying, oh my gosh, I'm Jupiter, I'm growing wisdom. And I can see the way how you was moving and I'm achieving that love. So now they're gaining insight in regards to who you are. All of a sudden. And that's that transgressions against you. Because they could accuse you. And accuse you or them. Accuse you of legal. So they could even go to court. So they'll have to go to court. So they could say that you was doing certain things wrong. You may have had to go to court because the way they was insecure. They was detached and they wasn't growing. They could have said you was rebelling against them. Or because your structures and your discipline. This is about homes, foundations. Take it all as it resonates. They could take a feminine energy to court. That could be somebody who was on a childlike spirit with who thought they was a perfectionist. They may be having to go to court in regards to this home, this feminine, take it all as it resonates. They could be gaining introspection and having stress and anxiety, feeling defeated about this property. Take this all as it resonates to possessions, money. Where people was programming, they wasn't able to be able to program you. You was practical, you was stable, they was insecure, they was unreliable. You was reliable. You was grounded. They was ungrounded. They didn't know how to be able to move because they could see they're vexed because you're achieving, speaking, communicating. The way how they to resource you or the way how they got that insight because they were spiritually blocked, blind, 13. They needed transforming because certain people, these could be feminine, could be vexed as well because you identified the hidden. They was trying to block your divine feminine, masculine in that childlike spirit with a child. They're getting higher clarity. Take it all as it resonates because of those misdeeds and a breach of conduct, trapped and a misdemeanor, and that was offensive minor, even misdeeds, sin against law, constructivism, even looking trespassing against controversions now, and that's looking at rules and even the way how you're moving in the end of sin. So they're seeing now that's the end of sin because having that awakening, it's causing stress and conflict. And that's that divine cycle, it's a world, it's looking at that redemption, it's that time to be able to rebuild, restoration. 4, 5, 7 BC. Connect to your heart. Look, gain higher clarity, higher wisdom. Continues to keep moving forward. Now they can see that you're that star, shining just perfectly, just the way you are. because that's 444. Now they're connecting. This is this masculine. They're the way how they feel. Now they can see who was clinging on to them and they was protecting themselves, now being creative, and who was being creative. Take it all as it resonates. Cancer, Leo, Libra, Cancer. And then it goes to 12. So then you look at the karmic cycles, Pisces. Because now they can see, they're gaining high clarity. They can see you're a star. They was on that karmic cycle. They're looking at the mysteries to their story, their history, and that's that completion of grace. And it's the end of sin. And that's establishment of that divine righteousness. That's when you look and you connect and saying, oh my gosh, now they're stressed because they can see who you are. Those divine feminines, masculines, they're looking at that holisticity in their mind, and they're having clarity in regards to these people that block them and stop them. Now they're needing to be able to gain this strength because they can see you left them behind, they be leaving you behind. They're seeing that effects now because your success and your achievements, and you had to cut them off. And that was like 60, 20. So you seeing you have that balance and harmony inside of yourself because of the choices that they made. They was a fool. You took that great leap for let me to have that faith and that strength within inside of me. Have balance in my heart. You looked at the relationships. You going inside. You went to Jupiter. You started growing. Now they're looking back towards you. They're in their mind, their thoughts. They're thinking, oh my gosh, I can feel that love. They're connecting to those emotions because they're gaining insight that they were stuck in fear in that devil energy, holding on to golden calves. Holding on because they're idealistic. 16, they're having this tower movement. Now they're connected to the heart and re-identifying you because you in control. The Most High is in control. It was divine timing. Looking at the history and the events now and researching the things that were surrounding them, even by persecution. When people were speaking bad in regards towards you, like you wasn't righteous and you wasn't that true, divine feminine, masculine energy. Now they're looking back because it's that tower moment with that feminine energy in their community. Auntie, mother, friend could be speaking towards them, a brethren, judging the right or wrong of you. Emotional experiences. That's pain, even tight corner. So they're in that tight corner because in the heart for this is this masculine. They was clinging on, holding on because it was being selfish. Now they're looking at the way how they feel, or because of their habits. And that's the security foundation. Now they're looking to be nurtured because they have these illusions, or because of the moon confusions. Now they're connecting to their heart. Got caught by her dad. So she could have got caught by her dad. They could have got caught, boom, extra energies with a dad for a father figure. Could have caught them out socializing with somebody close behind, having this connection. He's intense, acts like he's brave, everything, but gives him a chance. So they could be saying he's intense, now they just want to be able to transform and change. Now they could be acting like they're brave, but they want to give you a chance. You can clearly see divine feminine was magic, intelligent. So somebody could be saying, oh my gosh, I can clearly see there was magic and intelligent. Take this all as it resonates. Kirk, festive, anything to do with oh, kink fetish. So they could have got caught by their dad having this fetish, kink fetish for clinging on. Take it all as it resonates to this masculine, or because of their habits. This could have been a feminine. Some confusion I had about loving myself, my partner, masculine side, in my care leader, affected my relationships with kids as well as I had. Lost him, leadership. So that could have been problems. They could have had certain things. They could have lost their child. So you could be gaining information that they had to go to court. They could have lost their child. They are gaining higher wisdom. They could have been looking for information and seeking information, higher wisdom. Because they're seeking now to look, because their inner standing is seeking, mastering their possessions. Take it all as it resonates. People was trying to possess and master and seek higher clarity in regards to who you was, or they was, or what they had, or where they was organized and they was detached, and what they was trying to be able to achieve. Take it all as it resonates. Now we're going this way, because this is your lover. So this lover, this soulmate, has got caught by the dad, being a fool. So they could have got caught by their dad. 7 of Pentacles, teeth in and holding on to be able to rob something, releasing relationships. Caught by their dad. They could have got caught by their dad, working with somebody, saying they was working hard to be able to block, stop, clinging on. 11, social media, flighting detached, trying to break something up, a relationship. Take it all as it resonates. Because they was unconventional, or they could have got caught by their dad doing some unconventional things. Pentacles, wasting money, being a fool, not thinking, not doing it in a positive way. They was not naive, they knew what they was doing. They knew what they was doing. Oh, they was doing a lot of work. They didn't have no balance to be able to block your 8 of Cups, death, transformation. So that nobody wasn't able to be able to transform, move, to connect. Gain that insight, strength, blocking stability, blocking the mindset. Clarity to be locked off. These burdens, stress and anxiety. Judgment. So judgment weren't able to transformation, so they weren't able to connect to the heart, transform, gain insight, spiritual insight, higher wisdom. Judgment's taking place. Because they've got to be able to transform. Because they're gaining higher wisdom. Because of this devil energy, what they was clinging on to. Or because of fear. Oh, you want to hide, do you? Now that Page of Swords they're looking at, they're gaining introspection about the actions that they took. They're gaining that strength now. They've got that rod and their staff to comfort them because they're gaining some willpower. Looking and gaining insight in regards to what happened in that castle, and they was got stuck in that devil energy because that 10 of Pentacles. All for money, they may be looking and seeing you as that 10 of Pentacles. They may see you as loyal, protective. They can see now they're gaining insight. Anger, they look vexed. Could have been 1 or 2 or more people. They may have to be able to share their money now. They may be wanting to be able to share their money with others. And neither gaining introspection. Take this all as it resonates, guys. They was holding on and clinging on to assets. 1, 5, 6. They could be working alongside other people. Could have been about a job. People in the community who they was working alongside. Can really feel the connection. So they was being a fool because they could really feel that connection. They're connected to their heart. They could have been acting like they don't want to feel it. They was acting like not connected to their emotions, like they didn't have insight, introspection about the actions that certain people was taking at the side of them. They wasn't grounded. Just make sure they are here. So their father, brother, cousin, someone could be asking for you and saying just make sure they're here. They feel like a fool because they don't know how to be able to get towards you. Take this all as it resonates. Those divine feminines, masculines, they didn't have no faith within inside of you. They're looking back now because when they was sinning and then they was grinning, now this divine feminine, masculine, take it all as it resonates. They're looking back because they was in their ego. They thought they was doing a great leap of faith and they was blocking you and not having the compassion connected to their heart. Now they thought they was being wise when they was in that community and they was having these extra energies. They didn't have that clarity of thought. They didn't understand to be able to overstand because they didn't have that balance. They thought they was being a great fool because of the hard work they was putting in. They could have been around a third party trying to block you, a feminine. They thought they was being able to gain. They thought they was being brave. They was being stubborn and trying to control this divine masculine. Take it all as it resonates. Because over work, about a child. Take this all as it resonates. Now they're seeking the truth. Because they wasn't evolving, they wasn't growing, they wasn't awakened. Now they can see you're original, you're that original high priestess, that true one, a guru who's got that truth seeker. They may even need to be able to see now, because look, because they're on that karmic cycle and you encompass, they may have to go court. Because they was in their ego and messing about and thinking that being stubborn and controlling. Take it all as it resonates. That could be an asset, a property, securing. They could have been acting like they was more wiser because they're like Christian and in your institutionalizing your mind to block people because of that 10 of Pentacles. That could have been about your job, your home, that security. That one's vexed with you because you're masculine, that feminine energy may have to be sharing. Take it all as it resonates, because they're gaining higher clarity in regards to introspection, in regards to who you are, who they are, and the things that was hidden. And remember your stuff, because you've got willpower, you've got strength, you're balanced. You see that duality, that grey part area, because you're an Empress. Take this all as it resonates. It's not your fault. You and him are so all over each other. The other sponsors fell all over themselves. Boys, distraction, we will never, ever let them come between us. How can you say I will be in the way? His mum just wants to see in action and keeps deciding and declining. The mum's card keeps declining. So that hard work there, they got no money, they're running out of money. There was a fool spending this money, thinking everything was fine and chilling and living a nice lifestyle. Now they're gaining introspection. They could have been spending their money. Compensation from previous pain suffered in the past or present life. So you could be gaining this compensation from things suffered from your relationship because about this money and this assets, this home, people being a fool, trying to block you in your work. Take it all as it resonates. Because of judgment, calling on all angels to be able to help. Cut and clear and delete bad vibes. Judgment's taking place now on these people, that family, the friend, the masculine, the feminines, those fake people that was around them in that community, who you socialised with and was running joke with, who you could have been taken up to be able to work with, relationship-wise, when you was being a fool, not looking because you wasn't grounded. Don't matter what I did. Maybe it don't. You said we just competitors. All that matters is winning. Nothing more. So, judgment. So certain people was competing against you. The ones that, the friends that you ran joke with and smoked with, that was competing against you because you was an Empress. And now they're in that 9 of Wands. Why? Because of that Queen of Pentacles thought that they was using able to balance. And this Page of Wands is looking out towards you. Okay. Because it's a Wheel of Fortune. They was wanting this King of Pentacles money, but you was that Queen of Pentacles. And they was putting hard work in. And now they maybe want to be able to come and put some hard work towards you and let them go. Because they're questioning, they're in their emotions, the 8 of Cups now. Which emotions is fulfilling? Which ones? The ones on that side or that side? You'll go and get it. Because everyone's all up in their emotions, all up in their feet, all up in their emotions. Allowed to be in your emotions, allowed to look and allowed to gain that practical knowledge and wisdom to get that balance of mind, to get introspection, to understand, to materialize the thoughts, the feelings, those emotions, to program it within that mind, to nurture yourself. That's you to look and monitor those thoughts and the actions that people took. And look at that willpower and that strength that you need. Maybe your ego to balance it. Hide away with me some more. You taking me higher than I ever been before. So look now, they're saying, thinking, oh, am I going to go come? They maybe want to be able to come and speak this towards you. Because they're thinking in their mind, hide away now because they're gaining higher knowledge. They want to make a change. Did you and her sort it out? Always pick your friends over a guy. What you going to do about your sister though? And my man. Every time I try to do the right thing, something happens. An issue everywhere, within everyone. Can't find a face. And it's honesty. It's the price. It's the best policy of life. It's the highs and the lows. And it's uncontrolling. And it's controlling what you got. And that's that assurance. And now they're looking at the highs and the lows. They could be trying to control themselves because they can see that devil energy was blocking. Tell her your plan. You're in charge. So they could be tell her your plan. You're in charge. Family photo ended up in the press. So they could be seeing a family photo. Could be ended up in the press. Take it all as it resonates. You could be gaining clarity in regards towards this. Because they're getting insight. You could be getting insight. Because they was acting like a fool. and just make sure they're there. What is make sure they're there? It's a match. Swipe right. Online dating, instant attraction, digital romance, match found. So they could be just making sure somebody's there. They could have just put somebody else in there, and now they're having stress. Brand new. They could be seeing you swipe right and you've got a new relationship. You're brand new because the pain they suffered in the present or past life. Now they can see you swipe right. You're brand new. They're getting high clarity about the actions that they took. Everything's all in divine timing because that was judgment. And now you can see that was all a part of the divine. Because when the Most High comes, you got that redemption for those divine feminines and masculines, humanity, collectively, by appearing to lose everything. You're cut off, unlocked, not yourself, but put an end to the sin, divine timing. And that's transgressions and making that atonement for iniquity. Theological process, even repairing between those divine feminines and masculines, even you, caused by sin, clearing and reconciling that sin, your grace, offering forgiveness for moral transgressions, restorations, harmony between you. Their sacrificing penalties for sin is paid, and those sinners, those divine feminines and masculines, be reconciled with you. Forgiveness for sin, no longer centered against those divine feminines and masculines. Voluntary abandoning those karmics, the places, the things, because now they're in their mind. And that's having nothing that they rejected by their own friends, family, even that forsaken by those stripped of earthly possessions. So now they're on their own now. They just may have their rod and their staff to comfort them. Because they're looking out because they died of shameful death. Oh, wow. So they could have died of shameful death. My cards have just dropped. I don't know where they just dropped to, but I know cards just dropped. Hold up. Wow. So they died of death. They put these boundaries in place. You be speaking because you got no filter about certain people trying to secure a bag and achieve goals, try to be able to conflict, financial stability to be able to block you because of their mindset. You just be speaking the truth in your authentic way because you're just raw and honest. They can't deal because you just cut boundaries, and you had to know that that was protecting yourself when they were swiping right and picking shit, thinking they're feeling all brand new. And that's surrounding them. That's that authority to be able to gain victory through that sacrifice. It's timing of God and you. And it's timelines. It's proceeding now. They're looking at that Masonic work when they was in that low dense energy, people blocking because of their mindset, ego, persistent, trying to take power, manipulation, karmics. That's that forces. It's shifted and it's paying away for the gospel, the big chat, big rapture. That's when you're letting you know, put them boundaries in place and a bomber clout around with me. You little jankro. Try block and stop people because you don't have no balance and you try to possess people's good. Programming people with your lies. Take it all as it resonates. Because that's that he, the covenant breaker. She, the covenant breaker. Evangelical. That's looking at that interpretations of high viewer, even of scriptures. When you act like you've got that divine message. Why? Because you're influencing people to be able to change for a positive way. They influence in a bad way to be able to block people. This Page of Swords. You're just hearing what they're doing on the road. Oh, because they wanted a status upgrade. Oh, this Page of Swords was living this luxury lifestyle for this upgrade. So they were sinning to be winning. And now they can see that you must be living that luxury lifestyle. You're having yours and you're upgraded. Because they ghosted them. Why they ghosted you? To be able to say I was secure in a bag. Oh, they're all flying because they want to be hiding. So they ghosted you. Take this all as it resonates to block you. So they could have this nice luxury lifestyle. And they wasn't trusting the signs because it was in reverse. They wasn't paying attention for this status upgrade. They was in that devil energy. All because of their ego and their fearing and anxiety. Because they had this aggressive energy and they was sinning and they thought they was winning. And they wasn't having that moral, spiritual, wise wisdom. They wasn't seeking wise wisdom. They looked at choices. They didn't look at the choices because it was in that childlike spirit having sex with this, that, and that, and this. And then you start working with people that you don't even know you're working with because you're doing certain things bad. You've not got no good moral compass because you're spiritually blocked, spiritually blind, institutionalized in your mind. They could have been out there acting, not speaking the truth, pretending that they were something that they're not, pioneer, like they're moving, like they're a music career worker. Like they're this big CEO and they've got this status upgrade, social standing, lifestyle and evaluation. They wasn't able to make that right choices. They was balancing. They were a shit business career. They wasn't moving in that rightful way, because when they was working with people, they weren't looking at the choices. They didn't have that higher wisdom, higher clarity, judgment. They didn't have that discernment because their mindset towards money. They could have lost their blood clot money. They could be fucking broke. Like a joke. More. So that last one to ride it. Spilt tea. Oh gosh, so you've been spilling the tea about this soul contract. Because remember, the soul, it's connecting to your heart. That makes you whole. And you've got that insight. Because that's the part of your divinely inspired, authentic word of you. Internal, grammatical, historical, hermetical. And that's that key pillars. That's you looking for that left and that right. Because that's about the soul contract. Meanwhile, you're spilling the tea unbothered. Situation single. You're out there taking the blind dates. You're doing all this self-care. Bouncing back like a motherfucker. Meanwhile, they've got catfish. Now they're looking at that past life. And now they have these sneak links. And they're looking at that pillars now, because it's that inerrancy or infallibility or the necessity of personal conversation, born again, work, a force, even substantiary, even atonement, circumstation, even the scriptures, internal, it's in its plain sight, it's its natural sense of looking at your intended meaning of the word. When you told him it's okay, continuously keep on running back and you got no balance, you're not even self-care, you don't even know how to nurture yourself, you still got to act like you ain't bothered because you're there trying to secure a bag, picking till you pick shit, you got no boundaries. When you're swiping right, thinking that you're some big CEO, don't you realise that you're off flipping 100 out here in these streets, guys? And you're not flipping no child no more. Chat shit, lie. You ain't even able to nurture yourself because you don't even love yourself. And it all stems from childhood, because what you're trying to possess, money. Why? Because you think you're wise and chatting shit. You don't know how to make choices because you're not able to use your intuitions. You haven't got compassion. You haven't even got no creative skills. Because if you was creative, you wouldn't be causing conflict. You wouldn't have this stress. You'd be balanced. You don't know how to have boundaries because you haven't got no compassion. And that's not because you don't speak the truth and you lie. So certain people was lying about you and your work, and they've got social awareness of you and what you're doing. They're trying to block you and stop you because your words of wisdom, you're giving people clarity of mind. Take it all as it resonates. Because when you get that spiritual box, that's that depth. It's that transformation, it's strength, it's literal, it's able to be able to acknowledge. That's that higher awakening about these illusions. When people are doing these confusions, you just one speaker, and because people were doing this magician spell work on your divine feminine masculine, because you see those possibilities about money, and you see the appreciation, because you are that 10. And now they're looking towards you because they're going to see. They're going to be able to come and say, talk about when I was doing this and I had great inspiration. You are that high priestess. They want to travel towards you because they're now looking. It's that maintaining historical accuracy. Narratives like Genesis, I am that I am, a high priestess. And in the beginning was the word Genesis, Isis, genius, the divine ordering. That's looking of chaos into that purposeful cosmos, establishing that fundamental relationship between you, the creator, even looking at the certain parts of I am, that I am, a divine feminine. They was in their ego. They didn't realize you was that true magician, hermetic. You was that one. Every life experience is disguised to make you aware. Right? So every life experience, that was to make you be aware, to have that balance, clarity, speak, nurture. Are you dependable on money? Are you indecisive? Are you balanced? Have you got that steadfastness, or are you detached from those emotions because you're insecure? Take it all as it resonates. Or is it because you're ego and you're aggressive, you're sinning, you're not winning? Thinking love, seeing love, evoking love. So think love, see love, evoke love. Just letting shit take its course. So you just sit there, let shit take its course, because you know about the pillars, that left and that right side. You see the illusions, the confusions. You have that book of wisdom. Too proud to call for a ride. Sure, they will be back. By the time we get back off holiday, you had your life stolen from you. Now forced to cheer those who living in it. I wished I lend a hand. Showed you a thing. I wish you laid your hands on me. I wish you let me lay you down. Wouldn't be wishing now. I wish I was, I wish, half drunk, you tossed up, and in my bed, you in my head. So all of a sudden they're wishing, because you're in their head, that contract. They could be saying, now they may want to be able to speak to you and secure you now. Unconditional love is the spiritual cleanse. So now they're having that spiritual cleanse, unconditional love for the self, to be able to speak, stand in your power, continuously moving forward, creating, manifesting, fertile, practical, supportive, stability. They see you that as that. I wish I had half of your guts. That's why they see that, because they wish they had half of your guts. This kind of happy don't come around more than once. I'm excited. So they're on their way towards you because they're excited because of the way how they feel, and they feel as a part of that security. Now they can see, they want to be able to come towards you. They're using their intuitions. They can see your creative, nurturer, carer. They're seeing the illusions, the confusions, connecting. They see you as a mother, and that's the parents. That's your inner world, your heart, love, because they can see that devil, that witch, try to block you. So you could tell her, come, because you're moving, striving, try to block you. They're going to create revivals between us. So they're going to create revivals between you. This kind of happy don't come around. So they're going to create revivals because this kind of happy don't come around. Let's set this top one. Today was a mistake. Who you kiss, your business. I know this was complicated. Feeling lost. 3 weeks you've been focused on someone else. I seen you looking at her, obsessed. I know there was feelings. You focused attention on her, then out on her sister. You ain't been you since. Purpose of suffering plays roles. It brings you something. Let go. For once it's on you. Toxic positivity. Thing ain't right. So they can see toxic because of those illusions. Crying, hiding in the bath. So they could be crying, hiding in the bath. Hate the limelight. Do you want money or experiences they can buy you? Can you see the whole room change? I don't have the luxury not to worry about it. People don't question if you deserve. You and your sis got 7 because your parents. So something to do with the sisters. You could be hearing about these sisters that was doing stuff in the unknown. So they could be with these sisters in the unknown. That person don't like to be in that limelight. So you can see sisters, family members, friends. Take it all as it resonates. They was trying to like nurture your masculine. Take it all as it resonates. You'll be seeing these illusions. I know you think I'm in love with him. Everyone does. Then I think, why not me? I think how long he ditches me as his partner. Everyone watching, you're both in sync with each other. So people could be watching you because you're both in sync with each other. So others are watching. He would love a chance to talk. So they maybe love a chance to be able to come towards you, to be able to speak. So you're this witch of sorts. You'll speak that clarity, that truth. They have to speak this truth towards you. You got insight and they're coming to be able to speak this truth. You gain introspection. They need nurturing. They need healing. You're revealing that they need nurturing and healing. They maybe want to be able to speak clarity. They're taking action. You know that they're coming towards you. Can hear spirit shouting, stop messing it up. So they can hear spirit shouting, stop messing it up. That devil energy, love, the dream time. They can hear spirit. As much as I don't want to be, pretend to be a couple, I'm in charge. Hold hands and kiss the cheek. So they could be, as much as I don't want to pretend to be a couple, they're in charge. Hold hands and kiss the cheek. Take this all as it resonates. I'm just going to read the rest of these 3. Decreasing your bloodline, judgment, Black Widow as their soul. So that Black Widow, moon, that devil, use a devil, devil. She's a devil. Right, shush. You treat everyone like crap. Now the consequences. I was depressed. I needed somebody. I got lost. I needed to burn everything down. It does make sense. You just don't get it. I'm sorry. You treated me like rubbish. Always came back well. Treated of scripts. Divine feminine masculine. I'm just trying to figure things out. Yeah, well, not at my place anymore. I'm done. So go back to your messed up fam place with all that you wanna fuck up with and come back. Not ready. So they could be letting go now because they're seeing those illusions. They're telling them to go home, Roger. Why? Because justice, karma, changing the whole energy level up. Because this was going to happen. Some roof and all. Same roof and all. I guess we should make out again. Totally, I'm joking. I guess it was a hug. Huge mistake. We both know that I was struggling. You was nice. I know things got so intense. We mess up. We don't know what to do. Mess up over and over. I get it. I really do. Take someone, even if not me. Stay away from everyone. Or stay away from anyone. Red flags are piling up. When I think about it, you was never there for me. Take it all as it resonates. Do the rest for the best. Don't stress.